Arlen, please. No, not wow. No, not wow. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's up at the back of the camera saying wow. Arlen, it's not wow. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are joined by this guy. Can you say hi? Wave hi. 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 Although we are joined with this little guy, we're not actually talking about him today. We're going to talk about weddings. Arlen actually hasn't napped yet, which is why he's here. I can't keep putting off the video any longer because I was meant to do it last week, but he didn't nap, and then it was like 4 o'clock and I was like, I'm not putting makeup on at 4 o'clock just for the sake of a video, and I couldn't not have makeup on because I'm going to be honest, I look a little rough lately. So the makeup is caked today. Caked. Sorry guys, I do try and get 2 videos a week, but with Arlen it's not always possible. So you'll have to work with me. I'm sure a lot of you probably don't even notice that I never posted another video this week, but for those who did, I'm sorry. So yes, today's video is going to be about weddings. Those of you that have joined me over the last however many months that I've been filming might not know that I got married in September 2017. My first video that I ever posted was actually a haul of stuff that I got while I was on my honeymoon in Lanzarote, and I was super excited about my husband. If you watch the video, you'll know why I just done that. So I don't know if I've spoke about the wedding since then. Today I'm going to talk about, not really about the wedding, but I'm going to talk about how I managed to do it for roughly £10,000, £11,000. I didn't really take that much note into how much I spent, but it was about 10 to 11,000, which, okay, yeah, it's not cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than some people I know. And I feel like I still had quite a lot of stuff, but yeah, I'm going to explain some tips on how to get cheaper things. You don't have to have everything that I had. Like, I still had a band, I still had a photo booth, I had a photographer, a videographer, I had a fancy hotel, things like that. So you don't have to include all of the stuff that I got, which is probably how it got so expensive, but to me the things that I had were just not a compromise, including my £500 veil. That is definitely not a budget saving idea. I actually have kind of written this down as a blog as well, although I don't really post on my blog. I started my blog basically because I was still too embarrassed to talk about my YouTube channel. I wanted to express myself and let my story out there. I thought it was less embarrassing, but now I'm out there on YouTube and most people should know about it by now because I've posted it on my Instagram and my Facebook, and I'm not that ashamed to talk about it anymore. I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? It's just a bit of fun. So now that I'm out on YouTube, I will talk about it on YouTube as well, for those of you who haven't seen my blog. Let me begin, and yeah. My first budget saving money kind of idea for getting married is to make sure you go to the wedding shows. If you have enough time when you're planning your wedding, try and go to a couple of wedding shows, because chances are the people that you like are going to be there at the next one, and it gives you a good chance to go home and reflect, look up reviews, and really get to know the person that you're thinking on hiring. In Glasgow they have the big SEC, C or minus a C, I don't know. They have the big wedding shows twice a year. They have it in February and they have it in October. That is where you'll find the big dogs. That's where you'll find pretty much anything and everything you can ever imagine. But also they have wedding shows in hotels and your venue that you're maybe looking at. It gives you a chance to see your venue maybe set up and people that they recommend. Also, a good thing about a wedding show is if you have already seen someone that you like, maybe at a friend's wedding or maybe online, then there's a good chance they're going to be at the wedding show. So ask them. Ask if they're going to be at the wedding show, and then you'll get a discount rather than just booking them right away, because you always need a discount. You'll always save money at a wedding show, and quite often the wedding shows are on the Saturday and Sunday, and they give you, most people give you the week after the wedding show to honour the discount. So you can go home, and if you don't have a chance to go to any more wedding shows before your wedding, you do have that week to discuss with your partner, because I know men never go to these things, but you can discuss with your partner whether you need the item, whether you want the item, whether it's worth the cost, and whether the discount's good enough. So that is my first tip. Go to wedding shows and shop around, gather all the information, and just sift through the leaflets when you get home and get a discount. So my next money saving tip for getting married would be shop on the high street. Do not get everything from a boutique unless it's your dream. If you want to save money, go high street. I got my bridesmaids things from the high street. Is it high street? I don't know. Is Primark high street? My wedding dress had a deal that I got at a wedding show. If I booked my dress appointment at the wedding show and bought my dress from the wedding shop that I got my dress from, I was getting a free bridesmaid's dress with my wedding dress. The dresses I were looking at were £260. I know. That's when I decided, why am I getting expensive dresses when there's so many online, there's so many in shops? So I started trolling the websites, and I found dresses that were maybe like £30 in the sale, but you just couldn't get them because you couldn't get everyone's size, and it wasn't going to be good. So I'd ordered some dresses on ASOS, and they came and they weren't that great, if I'm honest. They were a bit flimsy, a bit thin, and then I came across Very. Very is an online shop that you can get credit for. It's like a catalogue, although you don't get a catalogue anymore. I'm not recommending anyone does this because I don't want to be responsible for anyone's debt. I'm just letting you know where I got my outfits from. Very do interest-free take 3 payments. I decided to do that, and because that was my first purchase, I was getting 20% off of my dresses. Basically, I got all 5 dresses for the price of one of the dresses at the boutique. No one would ever have guessed they were from Very, and they suited everyone and they looked great. Other items I bought on the high street were earrings. I got my earrings from H. Samuels, they were £20. I got my bridesmaids jewellery from Primark. I got little necklaces, they were down in the sale for £1. £1. I'm not gonna lie, they did look very cheap up close, but see when they were around their necks, you could not tell that they were £1, and they were little gold discs with their initial on it. And I got every initial. That is what I like to call winning. I also got earrings for them, and I wasn't that set on them being 100% matchy-matchy, but I wanted them to be similar, so they had the same hair, the same dresses, the same necklace, but their earrings were all different. And I actually went to Warren James, where I got a pack of 3 earrings for, I can't remember the price of them exactly, and then a separate pack of 2, and in total it came to £19. So 5 pairs of earrings for £19. They were all different, and do you know, they actually all suited each personality of the person that I gave them to. Does that make sense? I don't know. For their bracelets, again, wasn't going to spend a lot of money. 5 bridesmaids is a lot, and I just could not justify when you find something for £5 and you think, oh, that's cheap, but then you change that by 5, it then adds up, especially when you're buying earrings, necklace, bracelets, clips, whatever. Yeah, so I got their bracelet. I actually got a pack of 6 elastic diamante bangles, bracelets, whatever you want to call them, and they were a pack of 6 in Primark for £2. So all 5 of my bridesmaids got their bracelet, and then I got one too. I didn't wear it on my wedding day. Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you. Oh. So my last budget purchase for my bridesmaids were their hair clips. I saw stock other brands. I found New Look slides, and they were £4.99 each. And then I thought, well, I'm not paying full price for these. My brother's girlfriend, she actually has student discounts, so I used her code and got some discount. Luckily, I did wait until they had a 20% off for student saving. Again, my next tip for saving money on your wedding is DIY. Do it yourself. It's that easy. Well, if you can do it, it's that easy. If you can't do it personally, if you're not creative, get someone else to do it. I DIY'd my invites, my decorations, my bridal party stuff, my favours, some gifts. For my invites, I learned how to do calligraphy. I kind of self-taught. I did do a sort of course, but it was different type of calligraphy, and then I just kind of really like self-taught. Don't know if you can see that because the lighting, but I just drew this out, scanned it onto my papa's computer, and then we just typed up the bottom here. But I have different sections, so I've got like the menu, and it's super easy. To be fair, the paper was expensive. I did get good paper because I thought it's my invitations, I'm not slumming it, they're gonna look good. But I just got these little rose gold clips to stick them together. They were from Paper Chase. I think these were £2.50. The paper was £30 for a box, and I used about a box and a half. My papa already had some, so I stole some of his and then used the rest that I got. And yeah, I just used a black marker, and then it was the cost of printing the ink, I guess. How much does ink cost? I don't know. I used my papa's ink, so I don't actually know. The envelopes I got off eBay, super cheap for 50. If you can draw, if you can write, then do it yourself, or if you can stick things together, because you don't have to obviously do it this style. If it's just a case of printing some information on a card and just getting different types of cards and sticking them together, it can be really effective. Look up YouTube, look up Google, look up Pinterest to get ideas and for DIY tips on how to make the invites, but it's going to save you so much money. I dread to think how much this would have cost me, but I know it would never have been as cheap as what I actually did it for. My decorations, I didn't really want a lot of decoration for my wedding, and then I went into a bridal shop in Glasgow and saw they had these tissue paper flowers and they looked so good, and I was like, I want a tissue paper flower arch. That's what I want. And realistically, the material for building the arch and the time and effort that it would have took to do that, it would have been too much. So I settled for just having the tissue papers everywhere all over the wedding. It looked really good, really effective. The tissue paper was on eBay, again, so cheap, under a fiver. I'm pretty sure it was under a fiver. I really probably should have had my receipts for this, but it's coming up to a year. I don't have any of that, I'm just giving you the information. I then got some gold spray paint and just sprayed the edges of them. I got that in Hobbycraft. I think for making about 500 of these was about £12. Yes, we made 500. They take a long time. If you have bridesmaids, if you have friends, if you have cousins, uncles, brothers, dogs, sisters, aunties, get them all to help you because it takes a lot of time. Just make sure they are skilled in tissue paper folding. All came together in the end and they looked great. Most people for their weddings get bridal party stuff, and they usually include slippers with bridesmaid on them, hoodies or dressing gowns, or pyjamas with bridesmaid and mother of the bride and stuff like this. All that shenanigans that when you add it all up, it is not cheap. I decided to make stuff, kind of make custom stuff, and I saved so much money doing this. For the slippers, I got white spa looking slippers from eBay, and I got my hoodies instead of robes. I got hoodies because robes were so much more expensive than hoodies, so I got hoodies from Primark. They were £7 each. I went to MBD Clothing, which is where I get all my personalised things for Arlen or myself, and I got her to make just the transfer rather than the actual item itself. It's so much cheaper to do that than buying all the things individually with the stuff already on it. Go to MBD Clothing on Instagram, and they also have a website. I will link the website down below, but she is so lovely and she put up with a lot when it came to me doing all this because I was very demanding. I'm surprised she even talks to me. I'm surprised she didn't just close up shop. Putting transfers on items is not that hard. It's a case of getting an iron and sticking it on. Take your time and ask the person you're getting the supplies from, or look up YouTube because I'm sure there's a video for everything. My favourite I DIY'd, I had decided that I wanted glasses that said our wedding day on it. I don't know why. I thought glasses, drinking glasses, like not eyeglasses, like drinking glasses. I don't know, I felt like that was us. I wanted our wedding day on it. This is expensive. It is an expensive thing to want. When I inquired about getting them engraved, the minimum cost was about £14 for one, and I needed 60. Now I'm not good at maths, but I know that is a lot of money. The glasses were cheap. They were from IKEA. I got 6 for £1.95, and I came across Armour Etch, which is a white paste that you put onto a glass and it turns the glass frosted. So that cost about £11–12 on Amazon, and I needed to order 2 of them in the end because I used it for other stuff as well. I then got, they were actually under bin stickers, but vinyl stickers off eBay, and stuck them on the glass, made a stencil around it, put the cream on, you wash it off, and there you go, you have an etched glass. I got cellophane bags from eBay, popped them in the bag, and they came with little cable tie things, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. So I also used the Armour Etch to DIY some gifts for people. My groomsmen all got a glass tankard, which was from Maslam, which was £2 each, and I just etched their initials on each glass with a pair of their socks with the groomsmen and the date on them, and they all got a little vodka or whiskey miniature. It just looked really cute. Another item I DIY'd was Arlen's cart. He was walking at that time. He was 11 months old at our wedding, and he'd started walking, taking his first steps like 9.5, 10 months, and so he was walking confidently, but not the best, not like what he is now. And we decided that he would just get pulled down the aisle in a cart. I got a wooden crate from IKEA, and it was £9, and then I just painted it white. I had some white paint in the house and I just used that. I think it was just poster paint. Probably wasn't the best, but I had it, it was cheap, and it did. And then I just wrote in the back, "Here comes the bride." And after that I got my mum's boyfriend to drill on some wheels for me, which were from a cheap shop. It was either Poundland or just one of these like cheap DIY shops that you see. We had then tied some rope that I found at my grand's house onto that, and it looked really good. There we go, DIY whatever you can. DIY your dress. Just kidding, don't DIY your dress. Well, unless that's your skill, but DIY as much as you can. No one really looks at these little details anyway. They're almost pointless, you know, just leave them all out. Where you can save money, save money. Don't pay someone else to do all these things for you when you can just do it yourself. So my next piece of advice for planning a cheap wedding is eBay is your friend. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've already mentioned eBay throughout this video, and I got a lot of stuff off eBay, including shoe clips. I got paper off eBay, I got envelopes off eBay, I got stickers, I got, did I mention ribbon? Ribbon. I got a guest book, I got a ring pillow, I got everything. I got everything. I didn't even know I wanted or needed a ring pillow until I saw my friend just got one, and she told me she got it on eBay, and I was like, on it! One thing I will say about eBay though is that the cheaper the item, usually the further away it's coming from. Not always, but usually that's the case. Order in advance. If you've not got much time, make sure you check the date that they are letting you know that it's going to be delivered by, because I've made this mistake before when it came to birthdays and Christmases, where I've not looked at the date and the items came after the occasion. My next piece of advice for planning a wedding on the cheap is to think about your venue and think about your day. So there's two kind of in one here. We got married on a Thursday. It didn't really matter to us what day we got married. We had 2 years, just under 2 years to plan our wedding. We pretty much gave everyone notice right away as soon as it was booked, so everyone knew when the wedding was, and we'd have had time to take the day off if they really wanted to come anyway. Well, someone never came. My dad, his work was so important, but I'm not better, nope. But if people really want to come, they'll find a way to come. Having your wedding on a weekday then makes the price cheaper. Well, for most cases anyway. So think about these things. Does it really matter what day you have it? Is there a reason why it matters when you have it? Also think about the location of your venue. Like, our venue was our dream venue, but it wasn't our ideal location. However, the plus side to our location was that we were in the city centre, which meant that there's public transport. There was easy access to the venue. If you were to get a taxi, you could walk it if you were close enough. And had we been further out where I wanted to be, I probably would have needed to put on a bus. So we saved so much money doing that, and we save money on cars and stuff like that. So yeah. Another tip that I will give you on how to save money on your wedding, which I didn't really follow myself, but I'll explain why, is to think about where you're getting your dress from. I went to go and look at dresses pretty much 2 years before my wedding, not thinking that I would like any of them, not thinking I would find the one, and I did. I found the one, and it was the place where I was getting a free dress, so I thought, well, handy. After I picked my dress and put the money down on it, a bridal shop opened near where I stay called Wed to Be, and I would pass it all the time and see so many gorgeous dresses. The most expensive dress is £600 or £699. It might have gone up since I've got married, but anyway, well under £1,000 anyway. And there was so many dresses, so many. But after I picked my dress, I ended up falling pregnant, and the wedding became so much less important to me than the marriage. And that's when I was like really starting to knuckle down and start saving money. And I was questioning why I was buying such an expensive dress. There's a good chance that I would love another dress that's so much cheaper. After I'd had Arlen, I'd gone in to try a dress on in this Wed to Be place, and there was a lovely dress that was gorgeous, and had I seen that first, I would have been sold. But knowing that I had the other dress, and my mum picked it, it was the first dress I tried on and it was gorgeous, I just couldn't commit. And my mum said that the turning point for her was when I said to her if I had to get it, I would. And that's when she decided that she would buy the dress for me, which, you know, Helen, you're a gem. Three other people had my dress, so yeah, you know, what are you gonna do? It then ended up making my dress even more expensive because I had to add a belt to it to make it look different. But, you know, we can laugh now. Next money saving tip is take advantage of your something borrowed. I don't know if you all believe in the superstition, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, but I felt like I needed it. I felt like, you know, I'm getting married, I've wanted to get married all my life. When else will I have an old, new, borrowed blue item on my person? Never. So take advantage of it. It was a little bit of fun for me. My new was my dress. My old were my shoes. I wore my shoes that I had for 10 years. I had them for my 18th birthday, so they were my something old. I had blue glitter on my toenails. And my something borrowed was my bracelet. There was some jewellery that I liked in Swarovski, and it was like £150 for the bracelet, and I loved it, and I was so close to getting it. And I was like, wait a minute, Misha, why are you buying a £150 bracelet for one day? Because really, who wears jewellery when you have a little toddler? Well, maybe you do, but I don't. I know that's for sure. I struggle to get jewellery that I can keep on all the time, especially like when it's blingy stuff. I'm not going to wear it. So I started going on the hunt for a bracelet that I could borrow from someone. So I asked my gran, I asked my mum, I asked my friends, and luckily my lovely landlord slash friend slash client, because I do her nails for her, she had a bracelet, a Swarovski bracelet nonetheless. So that is my next tip, is borrow. If you can borrow something, borrow it. I also was going to borrow my friend's veil because it was the original veil that I liked. She'd got married the year before. It was still in great condition, and I thought, well, that's £180 that I'm going to save. Then 4 weeks before the wedding, I kind of had a little change of heart and decided that I needed to buy a £520 veil. I didn't save money there, but the thought was there. Don't be embarrassed to borrow things. Like, and if your friends are really good, they should be offering. My friend offered. That was nice of her. Thanks, Jem. My next tip is about the cake. Do you actually get to eat your own wedding cake? No. Does it really play a big part in your wedding? Definitely not. So my tip for that is don't go and spending an absolute fortune on a cake that you're never going to get to eat. Now, I have got the biggest sweet tooth ever. Apart from when I was pregnant, where I was totally off cakes. Spoiler alert for next time I'm pregnant. For me, a bit of chocolate or a cake and I can't eat it, you'll know I'm pregnant. The thought of paying £100+ for a cake that I wasn't going to get to eat made me a bit emotional. But I really wanted a cake to cut for a picture, because obviously you need a cake cutting picture, do you? No, probably not, but it's tradition. So I wanted a cake that I could cut for my pictures. I got my cake from a wedding fair. I was quoted £130. That was with my 20% discount, so it was £130. I had asked for a tall one-tier cake that had marble, kind of pink marble effect, and some gold leaf and a flower on the top. And I'd got my tasting. Nicest cake ever, guys, I'm sorry, but oh my god, toffee flavoured cake. Oh my god, it was amazing. It was the best cake I've ever had. Right, anyway, moving back onto the topic. Just get my cake that I could cut, and I had strict instructions to my wedding venue to only cut half of the cake because I wanted to take half of that bad boy home and get some donuts. So I was gonna have like donut tower, and I just went to Home Bargains and got one of the cake stands, like the afternoon tea stands, and I was gonna just put donuts from Asda. However, and that will lead me into my next one, I was gifted a donut wall, so I didn't need to do that. So I saved money on my donuts too. Anyway, point of the matter is, you're not going to get to eat your cake. Your guests probably won't take much of your cake either. It's probably going to get put in the bin. Don't get a big cake. Save your money. Don't spend money on a cake. It's not worth it. Get a cheap cake. Get a fake cake. Make a fake cake. Find alternatives. Like, you don't have to have 3 tiers for a wedding cake. Look, who said? You know, I could really go about a cake right now. So like I said in my previous tip, I was gifted a donut wall, which leads me on to my next money saving idea. Don't be afraid to accept a gift. I was given a donut wall as a gift. Like, is that not the best gift you could ever get? People want to buy you a gift for your wedding. They want to give you money, or they want to get you a gift. If someone's asking you what you want for your wedding, why not just ask them if they can contribute to the wedding? Yeah, you like my thinking? Talking money can be a wee bit awkward, but if people are offering to give you something, take it. My next money saving tip is a doozy. This is probably my favourite one. This is one of my favourite tips ever on how to save money. Like, I boast about this. Like, I tell everyone about this. I don't know if in your local council, if they do this, but Glasgow City Council have their own flower department, and it is so much cheaper than if you go to a regular florist. It is located in Queen's Park, and if you go into the John Street Council building, I got my brochure from there when I was registering the birth of my son. I described exactly what I wanted and they delivered. Let me tell you that right now, they delivered. I wanted a big overflowing, spilling greenery, pink and beautiful and white and green, gold flower bouquet, and I got that. The only thing they didn't manage to do was actually spray the leaves gold because it didn't work, but she sprayed glitter all over them, and oh my god, I love them. Let me just tell you something, they are a fraction of the price than what a regular florist is. No way would I have been able to get my bouquet plus 5 bridesmaids bouquets that were like mini versions of mine, plus 10 buttonholes and the ladies corsage for my mum for £200. Like, really good. Go to the Glasgow City Council, check your local council out, see if they have anything like that, because you will save so much money. And if you go on my Instagram and scroll back a few pictures, you will see my flowers and they are gorgeous, honestly. Oh, flower goals. £200. My next tip is, don't be afraid to shop around. Let's use my photographer as an example. I had 3 photographers that I had in mind. So there was one person who I kind of knew. I didn't know him, but I'd seen his work and I liked his work. One person that I met at a wedding show who was lovely. She was really, really nice. I'm not going to name names. But she was really nice to start with. And she was nice. The third person who was recommended to me by someone else. The first guy, he was middle of the range. He was about £800–900. The second girl was really expensive. She was £1,500 for a photographer. Then the third person, he was £395. What I did was I showed various people, all 3 photographers, not telling them the prices of people, and asked them who their favourite was. Every single person I asked picked the most expensive one as the least favourite and the cheapest one as their favourite. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of a thing called a no-brainer, but that's what that is. Why would you go for someone else when really their pictures were nice? They were nice, but that's all they were, nice. Just basic. There wasn't anything unique about them. They were just pictures. £1,500 for just pictures. Roy at photographic, he is amazing. He honestly is such a nice guy, and his pictures are so unique, and he's so cheap, like £395, but his work is just amazing. Definitely look him up. He is on Facebook. Just because someone's the cheapest doesn't mean that they've got the least experience, doesn't mean that they've got the least quality work, and just because someone's expensive doesn't mean that they're the best, because really what I found was it was the complete opposite. My last piece of advice, and it's probably the most important piece of advice, is remember that it's your day. It's yours. You watching, it's your day. Do not feel pressured from anyone to plan your wedding a certain way. Certain people wanting people invited that I've never met, my husband hadn't seen since, well, I mean, we've been together 11 years now and I've still never met them, so why would they come to my wedding day? Then politics, meaning that you had to do certain things a certain way. No, it's not politics. My wedding's not politics. My wedding is my wedding, and it's what I want, and that's what I'm going for. And don't feel pressured just because someone gives you money towards your wedding or pays for your wedding. Don't feel pressured. Remember, it's still your day. They are gifting you money towards your wedding. That doesn't give them the right to tell you how you have your wedding. Please, please, please remember, it is your day. Do not invite people just because that you have to invite them. I told some guests that they could come with a friend, like their friend, like our mutual friend, but they had to leave their partners because we just couldn't afford the extra numbers. I mean, did I lose a friend from that? Yeah, I did, but do I care? No, because they weren't that great a friend. And you know what? No loss to me. So do not do what other people want. You do you. So thank you for watching my video. I hope you liked it. It's probably quite a long video, but you know, if you're going to save some money in it, I'm sure it's worth the watch. I hope you liked it. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos. I will be posting my wedding video soon because I'll be getting it shortly, and I've still not had it back yet. No fault of my wedding videographer. He's been great. He's actually been chasing me up, but because we just never got back to him because we've just been so busy and other stuff going on in our lives where we didn't have a chance to watch it and edit the bits that we wanted edited. So we will be getting it soon, hopefully, and I can post it on here. If you would like to see it, let me know. If you have any other topics you want me to discuss, whether it's motherhood or wedding related, let me know. So I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Hopefully I'll save you some money, honey.